What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, I'm gonna talk about something new. Now, I usually don't review the Black Authorities channel because I respect Jason Black and I actually enjoy his content. But this shit is insane. I don't like the fact that a lot of the Gen Xers, not Gen Xers, but the baby boomers and the silent generation, I don't like that they're trying to shit on my generation. Although my generation has its problems, I still don't like the fact that a lot of these people that dropped the ball are trying to sit here and shit on my generation when they had nothing to give us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna do a review on this because this needs to be really talked about and this is insane.
Let me get caller area code 708. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Cheryl. I'm from Homewood, Illinois.
All right, Cheryl from Homewood, Illinois. What's on your mind?
I believe I was supposed to call in. I was, in reference to a comment I made about a statement that you made yesterday.
About a statement that I made yesterday. Okay, and what statement is that?
Well, a gentleman who was 72, he said he was 72, he called in and he was talking about, it just seemed like after you spoke to him, in general, you just went off on the elderly population among us again,
what did I say that was wrong? Okay, let me try this a different way. What did I say that was false?
It seemed like he seemed like a very genuine person. He seemed to me anyway. I mean, I don't know him or anything, but he sounded genuine, and like he was really very much appreciative of the work that you do, as am I. And then after he just expressed that sentiment, and then it seemed like after the conversation, after you finished talking to him, after you finished his statement, you started basically doing what you have a tendency at times to do, and that is to place the elders among us into one category.
Okay, well,
basically.
I don't think that's accurate either, but I want to make sure about something here because the statement that you made, and y'all realize the same thing, folks, when you call folks to account, they never stand by what they actually said. They make up something different. I don't think I said anything directly to who's the 72-year-old that I talked to yesterday?
I don't recall what he said his name was. But
okay, now was that during a live program or are you talking about a video that was recorded?
Yeah, it was yesterday live.
Okay, and what exactly did this 72-year-old gentleman say? Because I remember one guy. There was one guy that I talked to who was that age, and I didn't say anything that was critical of him. So you can't be you can't be referring to anything I said to him. You must be referring to something that I said later that was in no way connected to him. And yet you made a comment in the chat room claiming that it was.
Well, no, I didn't say it was. I felt like I just didn't understand why you couldn't have just gone ahead and just thanked him for his comment and let it go at that, as opposed to going off again on people who are in his age range.
Okay.
Because a lot of you don't understand that y'all failed the generations after y'all. A lot of boomers don't understand that they failed a lot of the generations behind that comes after them. Y'all failed the Xers, y'all failed the millennials, y'all failed Gen Z, and y'all fell out into Gen Alpha. The shit that the greatest generation taught y'all, y'all slacked off and didn't bring those teachers along with you and taught your children. And your children didn't teach us because they didn't know. And so forth and so forth. Boomers failed.
Okay, what did I say that was false? I'm waiting to hear the part about what I said. If you're going to take offense at something, just consider what type of character you have. Okay, slow down. Ma'am, the man is hosting this program. If you're going to make a comment in the chat room like you did, then at the very least, you need to start examining your character if you're going to raise that as a negative. So I'm asking, if you're raising it as a negative, what was it that was said that was false? Because if you got a problem with the truth, we have a different character flaw to deal with. So what was it that I said that was false? Just tell me what I said that was false. Just give me that.
I don't. In that particular, it seems like the elderly among us. It just seemed like you have a tendency to have just in general a negative opinion of them, of the seniors among us. And I realize that a lot of seniors are they really are, as you said, looking for just a quiet place to pass away, as you said. That there's a lot of truth in that, but there are quite a few elders who absolutely agree with what you're saying, and they're behind you 100%. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and here's the issue. Here's the thing I want to be clear about here. When it comes to me talking about tethers, and I've got a few in particular, you know, that they listen to me and stuff like that, and sometimes they get in their feelings when we use that kind of language. You know, one in particular is a bit of a screwball. I like her, but she's a bit of a screwball. But I like her anyway. But they tend to get sensitive about that. But here's the thing. My responsibility in hosting a forum like this, because I'm not a leader, but my responsibility in hosting a forum like this is that we have to be brutally honest. The only thing I have to do is make sure I'm not lying or saying a falsehood. Now, if I'm saying something that is factually accurate in its proper context, that is not being weaponized in a way of trying to harm somebody, then we have a responsibility to look at that. If I have looked at what's happened to us as a people and I've identified a specific area where there were individuals who weren't on their game, weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, we can't sit up here and say, oh, well, we're not going to talk about that because we need to spare our priority needs to be sparing their feelings. Now, there's where we've lost the plot as a people when our priority is no longer survival. Our priority is, oh, don't offend those folks over there, calling them out on their garbage. No, you can't correct somebody if you don't call them out on it.
I believe in calling people out when they're in the wrong. And I agree when you say that our survival is at stake here. And that's why I also said that there are a lot of our young people leave a lot to be desired these days.
Okay, but the problem is...
Okay, so the young people have a lot to be desired. But my question is this. Who were their teachers? Who was their teachers? If we have a lot to be, if we leave a lot on the table to be desired, who were our teachers? The boomers, the Xers, the millennials. Who were our teachers? That's the question that y'all refuse to answer. Because we all know the fucking truth. We didn't have no teachers. The bullshit lessons that y'all taught us was trash.
That's why.
Why you think you got so many men, so many boys running around and talking about I'm a she him, I'm a she her? Why you think you got a lot of these men walking around here in fucking high heels? We always trying to spare motherfuckers' feelings, but yet we never call this shit out.
The problem is you have no control over that. Because here's my issue. Well, here's my issue. How old are you?
Do we have any control over any of it?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Actually, actually, we do. And I'm going to get to that. But first, how old are you, Cheryl?
I'm 62.
Okay. So your peers in that age group, you've had 4.5 decades. Those are the folks that you had the most influence over. That's the generation you're supposed to be most concerned about because you've had the most time with them. The quote, young people, they weren't even alive when you had the most experience and the most influence. They weren't even alive. So what you just did there is deflection. Once again, that's a dodging accountability mechanism. And this is why your generation couldn't get it together, because when it was time to become introspective, y'all start trying to dodge accountability and deflect instead of saying, wait a minute, the buck stops here.
Do you know how old I was when, I told you I was 62.
I'm about to say, you just told me you were 62 years old. So yes, I have a pretty good idea of
62.
Yeah, got a pretty good idea where your hallmarks in life.
What was I supposed to be doing, when Malcolm X was assassinated, I was 3 years old.
That's correct, ma'am, but that's correct.
I was 6 years old.
That's correct.
What was I supposed to be doing at 3 and 6?
But, ma'am.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? How old you were? Of course you couldn't do that at 3 or 6. What the fuck does that have to do anything about what Jason's telling you? Yes, we know that Malcolm X got assassinated when you was a child. But the question is, when you got of age to start making a change, what did you do? Sit on your ass and warm your hands up?
That is correct, but by the time we get to the 80s, it's a different matter.
And what was I supposed to be doing then? By the time
the exact same thing that we're doing now.
Well, I was busy preparing for my own life.
There you go.
Graduated.
There you go.
Yes, that's right.
There it is.
That's right.
There it is.
Right. Not trying to save the world, trying to save myself.
There you go.
And that's the problem and the mentality that we have going on in the community right now that's got us in this fucked up position. It's all about me, me, me. And she was proud to say it. Shit. Hey, I give her congratulations. But when you are selfish like that, and you think the world revolves around you, you have no right to speak upon what we got going on in our community, because you already got y'all's. I've heard people say, all I gotta be is black and die. I don't care nothing about anybody else but myself. I'm trying to get my own. But yet, we as a younger generation supposed to doggone accept that we are our own faults for having the damn traumas and trouble that we have in our own community. Man, no. Boomers failed us. A lot of boomers failed us.
You go.
Because with no father, with a deceased father and a sick mother, I wasn't about to try. I was in no position to take on the world. I was too busy trying to take care of myself and my sick mom.
There it is.
And
nobody at that age has the ability to do what they're supposed to do. But the thing is, it's all about getting with people. You think you gotta have all this money to do to have a revolution? I say revolutionary. Damn, I'm bugging like a motherfucker right now. Revolution. Do you really think that you have to have all this damn money for a revolution? What did MLK do? He marched. But my generation and the generation X and millennials, we ain't marching. We coming with fucking hands and feet and guns. We want what the fuck we want. Fuck that peaceful shit, because it ain't work. Y'all over here still singing Kumbaya fucking ya, and we over here saying, you know what, fuck the Kumbaya. We need to get that shit out of the fucking mud. You got these old motherfuckers right here trying to give their opinion upon shit, but then ain't willing to put in no damn, wasn't even putting in work when they were our age. Man, get your ass out of here. And still ain't even putting in work.
There you go. You're right.
There you go. There it is. And I am not going to practice the. I am not going to practice, and ma'am, I'm not going to practice the malfeasance of telling young people today to take into account the feelings of somebody who would respond like that. That's all.
Who is what?
I would not sit up here and do the betrayal of young people today to tell them to take into account the feelings of someone who would respond like that. That's the difference. I wouldn't do that. With all due respect, the way that response right there, that's the reason why I got to call it out in an uncompromising fashion. I've got to draw the line right where it is, because when folks start talking about they looking out for themselves when they are at the height of the prime of their health and prime of their youth, I don't want these young folk to follow that as an example, because we'll just end up where y'all did. And I don't want that.
And I don't want to end up, I'm glad I'm not the way a lot of these young people are nowadays. I mean, you realize that I look around at I go to family gatherings. I look and I see younger people there, and I see them there with their significant others of different races and ethnic backgrounds, and they are slowly whiting us out.
Okay, who was their example? Who was their example that they learned from, Cheryl?
It certainly was. My husband's black.
That's interesting, but you already have admitted But you've already admitted, and by the way, you've demonstrated in the brief time that we've met you that you're also incredibly selfish, that's your primary characteristic that people identify.
No.
Yeah.
I'm also the mother of a very sick child, sick daughter, who was born with a heart condition, and she required a significant amount of care.
But that doesn't tell us about how you present to other people.
I don't know how I present to other people.
Yes, ma'am. Have you considered that you present to other people the way you have to us today, and we just met you?
How did I present?
You present as what you just said.
You presented like a selfish asshole.
I look out for me and I'm selfish. You look out for you and your kids. You look out for me and mine. That's how we just met you, and it's very obvious and clear to all of us that, she is as advertised.
I've done things that were to help others at times.
When it was to your convenience. Yeah, when it was to your convenience. Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Right.
And that's how you rationalize to yourself, I'm not as bad as these other folks.
Neglecting my family, neglecting my sick daughter, neglecting my sick mother. No.
So in other words, you didn't sacrifice. That's one of your core principles, is you don't sacrifice.
No, I don't neglect.
No, ma'am, you don't sacrifice.
My family.
You don't sacrifice.
No, I don't. No, I don't neglect my family.
Do you think that Malcolm X would have been accused of neglecting his children with all the work he did and all the time he had to spend away from them?
He had his wife at home.
Okay, ma'am, second try here. As the father in the home, do you think that people accused him of neglecting his daughters with the tremendous amount of time that he spent away from them?
He had a wife at home.
Okay, but there's no replacement for a father.
If I could finish my statement.
But that's not answering the question. He's the father.
His kids were disabled either.
Ma'am, but as the father in the home, there is no substitute for a father. So third time, do you think that Malcolm X as a father was accused of neglecting his daughters because of the tremendous amount of time he spent away from them?
I've never heard anybody make an accusation like that against
him.
And
by the way, listen to what you said. Well, they had a mother at home, as if having a mother is a replacement for a father. Take a look at that attitude. There's no substitute for a father. They got their mama. Okay, there's no substitute for that.
And this is the reason why the black community is in the position that it is now. This exact mindset is the same brain rot that we have in the community, that's got our community in the same position is in now. Women like that destroy the minds of younger women. Because it's all about it's basically propaganda at this point. Years of indoctrination, watching the news, watching all this BS on TV. And now you got this woman right here preaching this shit to the younger woman too. And black folks are not getting whited out. The problem is black men and black women are so divided, are so much separated, had two different goals, that black men are saying fuck it and leaving the community and going to find other things, and black women are still on their whole strong and independent, I don't need a man mantra. That's the reason why we're in the position that we're in. That whole feminist bullshit that a lot of y'all allow into the black community, that's what's destroyed us as a people. That's what destroyed all of this shit as a people, in fact, actually. That's why I said, boomers failed all of us. Y'all had mothers and fathers in the house. Y'all had masculine men from the greatest generation teaching y'all. Problem is, y'all didn't take upon those lessons that they were supposed to teach y'all. Let's continue.
You act like they were there alone, and there was nobody there to care for them.
Their father wasn't there a lot of
the
time.
He was still being. I'm sure he was there quite often, and he was there for his children. I'm sure he was there for.
He was
kids.
there except for the times he wasn't.
He had a devoted wife.
He was there except for the times that he wasn't, and the reason for that was because he was willing to sacrifice that.
Mm-hmm. Well. That's the sacrifice that he made.
Well, and by the way, you say you had a husband, and you say you have a husband, correct? You say you have a husband, correct?
We do what we can in
okay,
this life.
You say you have a husband, correct?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So just like Malcolm, you had somebody else at home there too. So you weren't carrying that by yourself.
No, I wasn't carrying it alone.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was a lot to carry.
Okay, but you.
So she had help. She had a husband, but yet. Excuse me. Damn. I hope that did not fuck with the mic. This woman full of shit.
You had help carrying it, so.
And he had to, and my husband had to go out and earn a living.
Okay, well, you had help. You had help carrying it.
Cared for our sick baby.
But you had help carrying it, so.
I don't think pardon me?
So you had help carrying it, yeah.
I had help, yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Help. I had the help that I was supposed to have.
Exactly.
When I wasn't raised to give birth alone and raise kids alone. I wasn't raised that way.
Okay.
So that's one thing I give my parents credit
here
for.
is the lesson that the baby boomer generation.
But they don't do that
okay,
these
ma'am.
people are not doing
Here
that
is the lesson that the baby boomer generation, if they want to know why they are the least respected group of people ever. It is because in order for you to be respected by the next generation, you got to show your paperwork of what you've sacrificed for them. Because respect is earned. It's not a gift that's just privileged and given to you at birth. And you ain't made no deposits.
That's true.
And you haven't made any deposits. True. So you can't talk on these young folk because you ain't deposited nothing.
Oh, I have.
Go find the young people to speak. Go find the young people you're not related to vouch for you.
Not only for my own kids, but there are things I've done for others as well.
But Cheryl, you don't even talk like somebody who's done that. Now you're trying to fabricate. Oh, I've done for other folks. You talk like what you said at the beginning, that you look out for yourself. You're centered on yourself, and you look out for what's important to you. And you don't sacrifice anything for anybody else.
No, I look out for myself and my family, and then I do what I can for other people as I'm able.
Then you need to just stand on that part and just understand that you don't have a place to talk on these young people.
There's a concern. Well, one thing I do feel I would like to say, if I may, in reference to the young people.
You have no standing.
The dominant society, if I can say it, I would like to make a statement. My concern about the dominant society is, or my concern about our young people is that the dominant society is constantly throwing all sorts of advertisements. You know, if it's not printed media, then it's TV commercials, and then it's movies, and every which way they are always trying to make it seem as though you need to be with a white person in order to be happy.
Okay, well, ma'am, okay, you're worried about the wrong thing.
Like our young people are buying into
you're worried about the wrong. You're worried about the wrong thing, ma'am. You're worried about the wrong thing.
This is why I don't do interviews. This is why I don't, because I got a feeling that I'll be the one to cuss her ass out. I really will feel like I'm the one that will cuss her out. Because this shit is really aggravating the shit out of me right now. That's why I'm just letting it play. Because I don't have the patience for this shit. You're talking upon something that you have no credibility to give any opinion on. I can talk about it because I'm a Gen Z. I can talk about it. I didn't have any teachers from the boomers or Xers or millennials that were good teachers. I'm just now getting people that's good, that's worth something to teach me. Like, this shit right here is just insane.
You're worried about television, ma'am. Ma'am, calm yourself. Ma'am, calm yourself down. You are worried about the wrong thing. You are trying to criticize a group of people that you don't even have any credentials or any standing with. So you're worried about television when in reality, meanwhile, you're deflecting from the fact that, by the way, you ain't got no status. You have no status or standing among these young people, and you're trying to talk on them, and you have no standing. Why don't you fix your lack of standing and status, and then you can speak on their lives?
No, I just feel like they should. There are a lot of them who I know have other people who have. There are a lot of black men I know. There are some nice black women who like them.
Are they like you?
Are they like me? Like me how? I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, if you can't answer that question, then you can't speak to their character or who they're available to. So are they like you?
They want white people because they have been engineered as to.
Okay, the folks you just said are available for them. By the way, before you try to hold them up as options for people, are they like you?
I'm actually trying to put it off on the white people, saying that they've been programmed to think white is right. Or maybe they see that same attitude in those people as they do in you and run the opposite way. Have you thought about that? Oh, wait, no, you haven't. Because you feel that it's all about programming. Get your ass out of here.
And I don't know what you mean. They're like me. I mean, they seem to be nice people.
Okay, are they nice people like you?
They seem to be nice people. They don't have to be like me.
Okay, because
they don't necessarily have to be like me.
Well,
they don't have to have my personality.
Here's the issue.
They don't have to have my viewpoint on everything.
Here's the issue. If I'm talking to a congenitally selfish person, and that selfish person is telling me that they approve of somebody else, then I can only assume that other person you approve of is like you too. And that will make them undesirable. What I'm saying is the young folk that you're trying to vouch for right now say that they're available, you said they're nice people, but I'm like, if you approve of them, they're most likely like you, and that might be the reason these other folks are avoiding them.
Well, I don't know exactly what I'm not really understanding the point you're trying to make there. But,
yeah, you do. You do. You do.
You
get it.
Mine,
yeah, you do.
That
you
mine,
get it.
I'm not vouching for other people's kids. I can only vouch for my own.
I know you do.
Mine.
I know you do.
And I know that mine know what's expected of them.
Me, mine,
And
me, my, I,
and they
my,
are, and I'm proud. I am. I'm proud.
I am.
They don't seem like I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to disappoint me.
I don't think me. I think that says I, me, my, I, me won't disappoint me, I, my. I think that says it all. This has been a very illuminating phone call.
Well, yeah. All I'm saying is, I hate to see our people, our young people, going, more and more of them, seemingly going in the direction of other non-whites. Non-black.
And I hate to see the old folk who.
My question is this: do you blame yourself, or do you blame the young men like me that are tired of this bullshit? Y'all see what's going on. I don't care if you wear glasses, you blind, or you just damn stupid. You see what the fuck is going on. You got most of these women out here twerking on bar tables, doing that ass in a circle, twerking, bent over in the street, just doing random ass shit. I know y'all seen baddies. I know y'all see all this bullshit online. You are literally on a phone call with Jason Black. You see what they post on Instagram. You see what they post on IG. You see what they post on TikTok. You see what they post on YouTube. This shit ain't hard to find. Just search up black women twerking. It'll come right the fuck up on TikTok.
Who haven't contributed anything, thinking that they have any standing to try to tell folks to please you or your sensibilities when all you did was run folk in the ditch.
No, not please me, but to not just white out the race. I'm 100 years from now, there won't hardly be any of us in America. Won't be a foundational black America.
Well, there will be plenty of us. There will be plenty. Hopefully there'll be fewer coons. Hopefully there'll be fewer coons, but there'll be plenty of us.
I hope that too. I hope that there will be. I hope there will be no coons, and I hope that.
Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. You've gone on long enough. She's already made enough of an ass of herself. To my mods, you can go ahead and unblock her if you want to, since it took her forever to call in. By the way,
at this point, if this is what we can expect out of our older generation of people, this is just a shame. A shame and disgrace upon what we as a community have to offer each other. This is a shame and disgrace. And the fact of the matter is that you have an older black woman saying this shit. At this point, this is the reason why we have the shit that we have nowadays. No guidance from anybody of an older generation. Or neglected guidance. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, Spotify.com. I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.